어서오세요. 자, 루나피쉬님 어서오세요. 현재 하고 있는 거는 학자 60레벨 퀘스트입니다. 학자도 키우고 있어갖고 해병이여 카라. 야, 이제는 사라진 플래시 주스네. 네, 톰베리변 도끼 정화 맞아요. 그러는 와중에 이제 리무 해병에 이제 똥군기를 보여줬지. 목소리 더 크게! 목소리가 작다! 우리는 해병이다! 나는 전도 이베리 녀석들 어디로 왔구나. 좋았어. 야. 디스페이션. 에테르 전환을 습득했습니다. 자, 이제 맹캐하러 갑시다. 글섭에서 전사를 뭐라고 부르냐고요? 글섭 전사 워리어죠. 그냥 전사를 전사라고 부르지 뭐라고 모르겠어요. 워리어라고 부르죠. 워리어. 바바리아는 아니에요. 네. 자, 샴팡님 어서 오세요. 뭐 영어라고 막 그렇게 별거가 있는 건 아닙니다. 자, 이제 알리제를 찾으러 갑시다. 자, 서치 오브 알리즈. 자, 설라님 어서 오세요. 글섭은 요기어치 또 복각한답니다. 네. 황금 올 때까지 요기어치나 열심히 하라는 뜻이겠지. 저는 그 전에 만렙이랑 최장 만렙을 같이 찍어야 하고요. 아싸. 아무 아랭으로 갈 거야. 요기어치 초상화 교재.
Areng. From this parched earth, the nation of Nabath, Areng, once rose. When I journeyed here, long ago, I spoke with a sun-weathered elder. He told me Areng meant majestic land in the language of his people. And so it might still be, were it not for the light's unrelenting onslaught.
네, 새로 팠어요, 걔도. 자, 노르브란드, 아마랭. 어차피 영어로 하는 게 더 편하기도 하고. 고대무기 만드는 수준이라기보다는 그냥 이제 올 컴플리트를 하려면은 좀 노가다를 해야 돼요. 그게 귀찮고 빡쳐서 그렇지. 저는 일본어는 거의 못하니까. 나바스 아랭의 페어. 그리고 저거 뭐야, 영문판 보이스는 한국판에서는 못 들으니까 그런 것도 있고. 자, 모드스크에 도착했습니다. 겐겐. 매직 워드죠. Please. 모르드족이야 그래서.
Master Gengen, this is the friend of the Exarch I was telling you about.
Very good, very good. Though friend or no, all are welcome in Maud Souk.
Souk is Mordish for city. As things stand, this souk boasts the largest and busiest marketplace in all Armorang.
자, 샤를님 어서 오세요.
You'll find ore from the mines here, of course, but all manner of other things too, many of them rare. As I told you before, not many visit Armorang by choice, but Maud Souk's a different story. Merchants come from miles around to purchase the relics the Maud dig up.
Aye, that they do. For Maud do not dismiss the spoils of the earth. We clean them and polish them and reveal to the world their true value. That is why they come here, come from far away, come with much money. And so our souk is always busy, busy, busy. No such thing as a thing no one needs.
You say that every time, Master Gengen. Some sort of family motto, wasn't it?
자,
Or
러더프님 어서
perhaps a
오세요.
Maud philosophy, for which we should all be very grateful. Would that everyone was so willing to take in refugees regardless of race or creed. Now then, if you intend to spend any time here, you'll want to gain the trust of the locals. And there's a little custom all newcomers are expected to observe.
The cracking of the coin purse. You buy one thing from the market. Price can be low or high, just as long as you buy.
As the good Maud says. In fact, the Exarch sent a little something to cover this very expense. A Verbert gold piece, no less. The first I've held in years.
Verbert gold? Real Verbert gold?
페이브 특음하라고?
Here, newcomer, crack your coin purse with me.
Oh no, you want my goods, newcomer. I have jars and pots all smooth and shiny.
Over here!
Come and look.
You buy, you buy.
Enough of that! Calm, I say! This one must still journey through the barrens. Nothing bulky, nothing heavy, no pots. Nothing better for the road than a full belly. Spend that piece at Ronron's place, yes? Eat for 3 before you leave.
맞아요. 벤치마크 영상 올라왔더라고요. 14일부터 쓸 수 있다는데 뭐 잘 됐지. 그래픽도 많이 좋아진 것 같아갖고 꽤 괜찮았어. 자, 론론. 자, 배를 채울 만한 것들을 좀 준비해봤습니다. 자, 빵. 자, 머슬로프. 벌레들. 자, 그레이즈 위글러. 고기. 에버 버닝 바운티. 꽤나 독특한 향신료를 쓰는 것 같아요. 자, 꼬치들. 자, 치즈 큐어스. 스킬 관련은 5월에 공개한다고 하더라고요. 전투 관련해서. 좋아, 고기를 먹어볼까? 대단한 걸 그걸 다 먹었어. 나머지는 나눠줘야겠고. 자, 이렇게 마을 사람들의 환심을 샀습니다. 생명패가 있니? 없구나. 자, 테이블 칵터스, 톤톤, 아이언월, 솔솔, 나마사랭 안틱스, 밀밀. 밀밀, 나마사랭 안틱스. 자, 세릴님 어서 오시고요. 티크님 어서 오세요. 테이블 칵터스. 뭘 오케이. 그치. 그다음에 솔솔, 아이언오. 네, 7흑입니다. 아, 이 친구. 테슬린. 내 이름을 알아? 자, 이제 알리즈가 있는 곳으로 갈 수 있겠네요. 이제 품맥 퀘스트 하나를 하고 갑시다. 뭐 오늘 전투 관련이 떴으면 좋긴 했을 텐데 뭐 그래픽 먼저 공개하는 것도 나쁘진 않은 것 같아요. 순서상으로도 그게 더 맞아 보이고. 과로하는 모르드족. 두빛깔 보석 상인은 여기였지. 트와인. 자, 데저트 크로싱. 됐고요. 코요테 몇 마리를 더 쫓아내 봅시다. 저는 빨리 저거 여로스갈 커마 한번 해보고 싶어요. 얼마나 기다려왔는가. 여행길 여관. 자, following her footprints. 자, 알리제를 찾으러 가봅시다. 제 눈에 보일 때가 됐는데 저기 있다.
can't be.
대단한 걸.
Just a lesser sin eater. Nothing to write home about. I knew you'd turn up sooner or later, but I had been hoping for sooner.
좀 더 빨리 왔어야지 이러네요.
How are you? We've fought them to a standstill, then. The Exarch did say that the Empire seemed to have drawn back when he last looked in on the source. But without knowing for sure how fast time was passing there, I couldn't help worrying that a lot might have happened since then. I'm heartily relieved to hear that it hasn't, just as Alphino must have been. As you can imagine, both he and Urianger were desperate to hear the news from home when I arrived. I haven't actually seen Thancred and Y'shtola yet, but they will have heard all the latest developments from the Exarch by now, or should have at least. When I think of how frantic Tataru and the others must be, I want nothing more than to rush back and reassure them. But we still haven't found a way to reverse the summoning. And even if we had, we couldn't just ignore Urianger's vision. He may use 10 words where one would suffice, and they may often obscure as much as they reveal. But on this matter, he was as clear as day. I do not doubt for one moment that he saw what he claims. Nor how difficult it must have been to speak about them. The 8th Umbral Calamity and your death aren't exactly topics for idle conversation. As much as I might want to go home, I don't want to go home to that. We can't allow the rejoining to happen, which means we have to save the first from the Sin Eaters. That great wall of white is a remnant of the flood. 100 years ago, the balance in the first tipped decisively in favor of light. From that moment, it rose and swelled with each passing day, and then, without warning, it burst forth like water from a broken dam. A colossal wave of pure light, drowning everything in its wake. Only Norvrant was spared. For the most part, living things are composed of ether of various different aspects. But when exposed to such a flood, their etheric harmony is shattered, and their natural form breaks down. Then they either perish, or are warped into mindless abominations. Yes, that's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were caught in the path of the flood. Once the change is wrought, there is no going back. In that instant, they are gripped by an insatiable appetite for ether, and will happily gorge themselves on any living thing within reach. But even that is not the worst of it. The stronger Sin Eaters can plant light in us, like seeds in soil, corrupting our ether and triggering the birth of new monstrosities. They are creatures of base instinct that exist only to feed and to multiply. They feel no pity, know no remorse, and are utterly deaf to reason. Which is why they must be destroyed. Every last one of them. The infirmary is full of the Sin Eaters' victims, left here to spend their final hours waiting for the change to overtake them.
여기서 이제 죄식자에 대해서 여러 가지 설명을 좀 해주죠. 죄식자는 원래 사람이나 생물이었다고 하고, 대범람의 상식에서 이제 에텔의 균형이 무너진 생물이라는 거고, 일단 한번 변하면 돌아갈 수 없다는 겁니다. 오로지 에테레를 먹고 계속해서 수를 늘리는 것밖에 하지 않는다. 그리고 여기 여행길여관은 그런 이제 죄식자들의 영향을 받아서 죄식자가 되기 전인 상태의 사람들이 모여있는 곳이라는 거예요. 아, 절매가 연습도 해야 되는데. 아니요, 오늘은 공대 아니에요. 네. 공대는 오늘은 아니고 월요일에 있어요. 그러니까 공파수로 다니기 되게 힘들지. 사실 공파수로 5패 보기 힘들잖아. 저도 공대로 이번에 3일 만에 모니터까진 봤는데 공대 짜는 게 쉽지도 않지 사실. 자, purchase of fruit. 그런 사람들이 있지. 연습 안 하고 잘하고 싶은 사람. 쉽나 근데 그게. 할리. 공대장 잡는 거 진짜 쉬운 일 아니야. 아유. 그런 사람들 쳐내야 되는 것도 있어. 약간 그런 이제 연습도 안 하고 피드백 하면은 자기 꼽준다고 생각하는 사람들. 그리고 저로메가가 약간 좀 빡센 것도 있어요. 그러니까 삐끗하면은 자꾸 삐끗하면은 처음부터 해야 되는 거 뭐 절이 다 그렇긴 한데 좀 저로메가는 아예 한 명 죽으면 커버가 안 되니까 그런 것도 있지.
Look, over there, where the wall is broken. Do you see what lies beyond? That's what the land became after the light flooded in. An empty white nothingness. Life cannot exist in such conditions. The primordial light would wreak havoc on the body's etheric balance. That nectarine you bought, it's Halric's favorite fruit.
용눈 아니다.
Most of the patients, Halric included, survived the attacks of powerful eaters, but their fate was sealed all the same. The monster's corruption has entered their bodies, and their very essence is being subsumed by light. The twisted state of the world itself just makes matters worse. Sooner or later, every single one of them will turn. Tesleen and the patients, they all know this. They know what has to be done before the change goes too far, before the eater within takes over. The preferred method is mixing poison into their favorite food. In my time here, I've borne witness to a lot of last meals. I feel just as helpless as before. No matter how hard I fight, it's never enough. But it's a war I mean to wage, nonetheless. Speaking of wars, do you remember how I made you promise not to leave me and then promptly collapsed? Well, let's just say I had a few choice words for the Exarch concerning the timing of his summons. But even if the fault lay with someone else, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd abandon you on the battlefield. So I swore that I'd make up for my absence there by making a difference here. And that's what keeps me moving forward, even when things seem hopeless. On which note, it's time we headed back. The longer we keep Tesleen waiting, the harder this will be for her.
우리에게 남은 시간. 자, 모그리님 어서 오세요.
Speak up if you'd like another helping. I made a little bit more than usual today.
And you've added something special to the broth, if I'm not mistaken.
Aye, well, it's not often we have visitors from the Crystarium, so I may have thrown in a few extra bits and bobs. That's what I like to hear. Give me a moment to warm up the pot. In a place like this, you learn to take what moments of happiness you can get. I remember when I first came here with my mother. She was showing the early signs. I knew there was no way to save her, but I just couldn't face what needed to be done. That's the way of it for most people. Why they travel from arms to stay here. Beaten, broken souls come to wait out the inevitable, to receive the mercy of a painless death. When my mother finally left this world, I was mad with grief, but also thankful that her passing was a peaceful one. It's never easy, ending a life you've cared for, even when you believe they go on to a better place. I often find myself wishing the Warrior of Darkness would come and do that part for me.
The Warrior of Darkness?
You've never heard the tale? I'm not sure where it began, but every child in Norvrant could tell you a version of it. Warrior of Darkness, servant of death, take care of our souls at our dying breath. Let sinners and eaters of sin go with thee, that all may return to the sunless sea. Well, that's the version I was taught anyway.
복숭아가 아니라 넥타린이니까.
Which is a good thing, surely.
거의
He sounds
사도에
rather
가까울 거예요.
ominous.
Do you think so? I always liked the idea that he treated every soul the same, even the sin eaters.
They're coming.
Desleen! Have you seen Halric? I swear, I only took my eyes off him for a moment.
할리크가 사라졌어. 모든 비극의 시작이었다.
Any sign of him?
안 보여.
No luck then. But he surely can't have gone far. We should keep looking. The Sin Eaters are out in force, and if we don't find him soon, you can be sure they will. Did you see the size of that thing? It must be one of the nasty ones. Wherever it's going, it can only mean trouble. After it! There it is! Is that... Oh no! Ulrich! We have to run! Tesseline! No!
We all deserve happiness, wherever we can find it. The time left to you is precious. No one should die in pain. Mother, I...
No, 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 no!
Forgive me, Alice.
야이씨, 정을 주고 이렇게 보내버리는 게 어디 있니? Tears on the Sand. 알리제는 이제 떠날 결심을 하게 됩니다. 그리고 이 세계의 균형을 되돌리겠다는 큰 꿈을 꾸게 되죠. 자, 알리제를 마중하러 갑시다. 여기서 만약에 데미곤 바하무트를 깼으면은 이제 난 아직도 알리제의 검이야 라는 얘기를 해줄 수 있습니다. 퀘스트 완료. The Light Wardens. 대제식자 얘기를 하게 되는 것 같아요.
And so you return. Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness. Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist. Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
I have a feeling Yulmore might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters. Vorthra's command over the Sin Eaters is integral to Yulmoran society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, it guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens. Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside if we are to forestall the 8th Umbral Calamity.
대제식사를 쓰러뜨리는 걸로 충분하겠어? 라는 얘기를 해봅시다.
Your uncertainty is understandable given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then.
자, 장황하게 들어가는 세계관 설명.
In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds. This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other and with the source especially. Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy. Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence. If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source. At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full, its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions. An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations. These devastating events are what we refer to as umbral calamities. 7 times has a calamity befallen the source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed. At present, the light-drowned realm of the First stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining. It is the Sin-Eaters who are to blame for the Light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Norvrant, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the First and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told. Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements. They say the Sin-Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium. You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alize as well.
My lord.
다들 저녁은
Pray,
드셨나요?
lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
홀민스터 스위치가 위험하다고 합니다. 저는 오늘 저녁 고기 먹었습니다. 고기 구워 먹었습니다. 자, 엑사. 노르브란트, 레이클랜드. 쉐비 맛있죠? 어제 고기를 드셨다면 오늘은 좀 부드러운 걸 드실 필요가 있겠네요. 뭐 아닐 수도 있고. 사실 고기는 매일 먹어도 질리지 않으니까. 네. 마이 로드라고 하네. 홀민스터까지 가야 됩니다. 그 전에 잡 요새도 들렀다 갑시다. 홀민스터에 매칭으로 갈 거예요. 트러스트로 하면 느려서. 이제 두빛깔 보석을 거래할 수 있게 됐는데 문제는 저걸 해야지. Eighth round. Continuation complete. 트러스트 하면은 몰이를 못 하잖아. 기본적으로 야 트러스트는 도는데 한 40분 정도 걸리게 설계를 해놨기 때문에 느립니다. 황금할 때는 아마 밀기는 트러스트를 밀 것 같긴 한데 지금은 일단 빨리 저거 스토리를 따라잡아야 되는 입장이다 보니까 대제식자를 쓰러뜨리면 그 옆에 있는 생명체가 이제 그 빛을 다 흡수해서 다시 또 다른 대제식자가 된다는 얘기를 이제 라이나가 해줬는데, 아무튼 수정공은 아 괜찮네 이러면서 이제 가게 됐습니다. 홀민스터 스위치 어베일러블. 자 갑시다. 홀민스터 스위치. 아 지금 잠깐만, 지금 미국 시간 몇 시야? 잠깐만. 우리는 저녁인데 미국 시간 새벽 아니야? 보자. 아 지금 미국 시간 새벽 끝자락이구나. 미국 시간 새벽 4시에요. 아니 새벽 5시에요. 어쩐지 금방 매칭이 안 된다는. 이거 좀 기다려 봤다가 이제 안 되면은 트러스트로 갑시다. 자, 아르버타제님 어서오세요. 네, 북미 대센으로 왔습니다. 제가 딱히 일본어를 잘하는 게 아니기 때문에 그냥 북미 대센으로 온 거라서. 아, 그냥 트러스트로 갈까? 귀찮네. 에휴. 타타로 헬퍼. 아, 근데 글쎄. 보자.
Very well.
자, 이렇게 한번 가봅시다.
Very well.
올라온다. 북미면 지금 새벽 5시라서요. 자, 노르반 헐미스터 스위치. 자, 얘들아. 어차피 니들 다녀들만 하는 거 다 알아. 그러니까 천천히 가자. 아, 원래 빡세게 몰아야 되는데. 네, 패키지 결제는 다 했어요. 일단 저거 그 황금 프리오더는 아직 안 했는데 여튼 그래서 결제는 했지. 그거 아세요? 무료 계정은 길을 30만 길밖에 못 가지고 있어요. 그래서 퀘스트로 아무리 길을 벌어도 30만 이상으로 안 올라갑니다. 아마 작업장 계정 막는다고 그런 거 같아요. 그거 알자마자 바로 결제했지. 마침 풍년 끝자락이 팩트. 예, 길 보유한 게 있었어요. 저도 몰랐는데 있더라고. 그래서 있더라고. 아주 잘못 본 건가 했어 처음에. 근데 길이 안 늘어나더라고요. 이게 우연히 30만 길로 맞춰진 게 아니면은 더 올라가는 게 아닐 텐데 하면서 몇 개 이제 테스트 해보니까 아니더라고요. 타타로 헬퍼는 지금 따로 쓰진 않고 있습니다. 쓰면 좋다고는 하는데. 제가 늙은이라 그런가 그런 거를 잘 안 썼어요. 왠지 옛날엔 말이야. 번역기 돌려가면서 다 소통하고 그랬어. 치즈직에서도 이제 시청자분이 좀 오셨네요. 눈치 빠른데. 아니면 제가 여기 영어 표현을 배워갖고 이제 하는 방법도 있죠. 영어로 글도 쓰고 말도 하는데 채팅을 못 칠 건 뭐람? 하면서. 직업 특성. 하여간 편하다는 건 알고 있어요. 카타르. 뭐 근데 뭐야, 서브핑이나 이런 거 생각하면은 1서비 더 낫다곤 했어. 그랬던 기억이 나요.
I'll handle the healing.
근데 지금까지는 사실 핑 밀리거나 이런 거 별로 그렇게 팁으로 와닿진 않아갖고 아직은 괜찮은가 보다 이제 하고 있는데, 이제 만렙 찍고 한번 저거 1000억은 한번 가볼 거거든요. 그래서 그때 한번 봐야지. 밀리나 안 밀리나. 아, 북미 애들이 못한 애들 빠다치는 거 한국보다 더해요? 그럼 뭐 그럼 그런가 보다 하는 거지. 근데 생각해보면 뭐 하고 싶은 애, 깨고 싶은 애들은 뭐 여기나 거기나 똑같을 거라는 생각이 들어서. 일섭 하시는 지인들이 좀 있어갖고, 일섭 하시는 분들 얘기 들어보면은 막 이렇게 그냥 안 된다 싶으면 그냥 바로 포트 올라온다고 하더라고요. 그래서 좀 그렇구나 하면서. 피드백 하면 좋지. 야, 알피노 바이오랑 미아즈마 쓰네? 이럴 그런 고대적 기술을. 뭐 일단은 진짜 그런지는 이제 북미 공팍 가보면 알겠지. 아 근데 뭐야, 북미 애들은 레딧에서 저거 하나? 공략을 갖다 쓰나? 어디 거 공략을 쓰는지를 알아봐야 이제 그거를 보고 내가 공파 경로를 좀 파악을 할 텐데. 달려라, 야지. 허허. 말 심하게 하긴 했네. 국민은 하라스마트 신고 되게 빡세잖아요.
If I must.
그러니까 북미나 일본이나 뭐
Let's give them a show.
일본 애들은 말을 거치게 하면 안 되겠죠. 돌려 깎아야지. 일이 이렇게 나오는 걸 보니 우리가 많이 부족한가 봐. 돌려 깎아야지. 근데 뭐 그것도 어느 정도는 맞는 말이긴 하다. 그러니까 이제 일본 애들이 이제 템랩부터 본다는 거는 그만큼 이제 그러니까 템랩도 안 맞추고 오는 애들이 있다는 뜻 있잖아요, 사실 그 얘기. 그게 아니라 어떤 얘기인지 알겠다. 최소 템레를 안 맞추고 오는 문제가 아니라 이제 저거구나. 그 뭐야, 석판 장비나 이제 빡세게 비스 장비 안 맞추고 오는 것 자체가 이제 그 딜 안 나오는 원인이지. 그게 이제 뭐 자기가 길살을 잘 굴렸느니 많으니 이제 그런 거를 잘 신경을 안 쓴다 이거지. 이해했어요. 그래놓고서 이제 템레탑부터 한다. 야 너 왜 저거 입사인 템 있는데 왜 이거 일반 템 갖고 왔어? 이런 식으로 한다 이거. 이것 때문에 딜 모자르잖아. 이런 소리부터 한다는 거 아니야? 재밌네. 뭐 그쵸? 못하는 애부터 출한다라고 해야 되나? 여튼 여기도 대놓고 말하면 좀 그렇긴 하지 않나? 한석도? 아닌가? 여튼 공파에서는 어땠더라? 내가 최근에 공파 뛴 적이 아니다. 그래도 딜이 짜단 얘기 하긴 한다. 그래 한섭은 하긴 한다. 생각해보면 딜이 짜다. 딜이 짜다 이러면서 저희 여기 못 넘기는 거 보니까 좀 딜러님들이 좀 힘 좀 내주셔야 돼요 이러면서 약간 얘기는 하는 거 같아요. 여튼 황금의 그 이제 레이드가 기대가 돼서 저는 이제 길섭을 시작한 건데 개인적으로도 좀 꼬운 부분도 있고 뭐 그래갖고 국룰의 현실에 대해서 꼬운 부분도 있고 해갖고 그래서 한번 길섭 맛을 좀 보고 수입을 해오자 약간 이런 생각을 가지고 이제 시작한 거거든요. 만렙 찍어보면 알겠지 진짜로 그렇게 거친가. 나 진짜 이거 이냄 보고서 진짜 나 이냄 보고 진짜 충격 먹었잖아. 야이씨 제작진 새끼들아 이러면서 아니 뭐 자극적인 거 뭐 나쁘진 않은데 이제 과하다는 생각이 안 드는 건 아니거든요. 또 거기 있으면 두대 맞지 않니? 두대 맞네. AI의 한계로 칩시다.
Leave the healing to me.
근데 일본 애들이 캔란 보는 거는 왜 그런지는 알 것 같아요. 이해는 간다. 이해는 가는데 그렇다고 납득은 되지 않네요. 이해는 되지만 납득은 되지 않아요. 그러니까 그것도 결국은 다 그거거든요. 그러니까 다른 공파 애들 못 믿겠다 이거야. 그러니까 템 안 맞춰 오면은 딜컷 넘길 자신 없으니까 못 믿겠다 이거야. 그건데 솔직히 그러니까 이해는 가는 납득은 안 가요. 뭐 어쩌겠어. 어쩔. 그래서 깰 사람 깨. 한썸은 약간 좀 빠른 타밍과 스런의 나름대로 기수가 들리는 건가? 뭐 여튼 근데 저는 개인적으로 한섭이 공략에 대해서 생각이 없다는 생각이 좀 들어서 좀 싫어. 모르겠어. 여기도 그럴지도 몰라. 여기도 그럴지도 모르는데 그러면 좀 실망할 듯? 그냥 이제 뭐 막 좀 막히는 부분 있으면은 여기 좀 이렇게 좀 바꿔서 좀 해보고 저렇게 바꿔서 해보고 약간 이런 의미가 좀 있어야 된다고 생각하는데 그냥 님 여기 안 가셨네요. 그 공략대로 해요. 약간 이런 식으로 그냥 밀어붙이니까 좀 그런 게 싫어서 그래. 어쨌든 뭐 여기도 여기만의 문화가 있고 뭐 그렇겠지. 뭐 잘 한번 적응해 보자고요. 상식은 비상식이었다.
If I must.
예, 맞아요. 그냥 치즈직은 제 닉네임 그냥 먹어버렸어요. 혹시 몰라서. 어차피 치즈직은 저거 팝판 방송밖에 안 할 거고 말이지. 그러면 그냥 내 네임밸류 해야지. 치즈직 팔로 해주셨어요? 아우 감사합니다. 자, 페리아님도 해주셨네. 티크님도 해주셨고 감사합니다. 근데 치즈직 이 스튜디오 보는 거는 좀 어떻게 봐야 될지 모르겠어갖고 좀 그래 불편해. 그러니까 최대한 이게 치즈직이 최대한 이제 그 우리 저거 사업 접은 트위치랑 이제 비슷하게 하겠다고 해놨는데 약간 아직도 나는 이 스튜디오 보는 게 익숙하지가 않아. 그냥 저거 뭐야 채팅창만 열어놓고 채팅만 보고 있어요. 자, 빌리야. 크앙. 야, 이 노래 진짜 오랜만이다. 아이 수정공을 이 자식 아주 건방져. 빨리 이제 피해. 자, 루나피시님 팔로우 감사합니다. 예, 팔로우 됐다고 피드에 떠요. 제가 잘 못 봐서 그런데 피드에 뜹니다.
Leave the healing to me.
스피드를 잘 못 봐갖고.
If I must.
알피도 그걸 맞니? 헐레벌떡 고무가마도 누구 다 모여 임마. 어이가 없네. 트러스의 장점, 자유롭게 꼽을 줄 수 있다. 그렇지. 레벨 업. 드디어 첫 번째 대제 식자를 쓰러뜨렸습니다.
It's releasing its ether! Fall back! We cannot let it touch us! Quickly, my lord, we must withdraw!
That will not be necessary, Captain. Though I appreciate your concern. The eternal light of these creatures has confounded us for nigh on 100 years. For each we have put down, another has risen up in its place, born of the self-same ether relinquished by its predecessor. But now we have a way to contain that corruption. The blessing of light, and the hero who wields it now stands before you.
맛이야.
Behold! The monster's power is broken, and the world twisted by its touch returns to its rightful form.
Scar. It can't be.
What's happening?
It's so beautiful.
The sunless sea. The warrior of darkness has come.
저 모래 머리 잘리는 건 어쩔 수 없구나. 머리카락 저거 옷에 잘리는 건.
Is that what I think it is?
The night sky. As it should be.
Who are you people? You killed a warden, then bathed in its ether as if it were a spring shower, and now the sky? The legends are true. My lord?
How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one possessed of her blessing. For you. You have vanquished the Light Warden of Lakeland, and for the first time in a century, darkness has returned to the mantle of night. Without the ever-present light to sustain them, the Sin Eaters will have no choice but to retreat. Yet our victory is far from complete. Though darkness has fallen here, the other wardens yet bask beneath burning skies, feasting upon what little life remains. Even should it cost me all I have, I would see each and every one of them slain, that this world might be spared from oblivion. Not only for the first, but for the source as well. Save one, and we save the other. But, be that as it may, I concede it was wrong of me to summon you to this fight against your will. I swear, on my life, I will one day atone for that deed, but for the present, I beg you stay and see this fight to its conclusion. Cast down the wardens and restore darkness to the first.
좋아, 그렇게 해주지.
On behalf of the first, I offer you my deepest thanks.
I understand there is much at stake here, Exarch, but why do you risk yourself so readily? It must have been a dangerous drain on your ether to summon even one person across the rift.
I do it for my people, of course. To give the Crystarium the tomorrow it deserves.
That is true now, yes, but the city had yet to be built when you first called forth the Crystal Tower. I'm simply curious to know what prompted you to commit yourself so completely to this particular course.
There are things which we can ill afford to lose. And I sensed from the first that I had a part to play in preserving them. Forgive me. I fear the events of the day may have taken their toll. Despite appearances, I am an old man. One burdened with many difficult memories, some too painful to recall.
Well then, I'm sorry for pressing you. It's a family failing, I'm afraid.
One which has served us well more often than not. Needless to say, we will continue to fight at your side until the last Sin Eater is defeated.
Come then, my warriors of darkness. Let us gather the surviving villagers and make our way back to the Crystarium.
좋아요. 자, 워리어 오브 다크니스. 자, 이제 크리스탈리움으로 돌아가서 쉬는 일만 남았네요. 이제 저거구나. 이제 역할군 퀘스트를 할 수 있게 됩니다. 글리나드가 할 말이 있다는 거 보니까. 사이렌 지오트. 자, 롤 퀘스트가 해금되었습니다. 나중에 천천히 하자고요. 저거는.
So it's your lot's turn to be the warriors of darkness, is it? It's funny how things work out.
내 집이야.
Aye, I know. Just the place. In case you've forgotten, you're the only one who can see me. If we had one of our little chats in public, people might start thinking you'd lost your wits. Those white-haired twins who were with you. I remember them from our battle in the Source. Are they your friends then? Through thick and thin? Aye. Then I suggest you keep them close. It's when you charge ahead trying to save someone else that you end up losing those you love. Not that you need telling, I'll bet you've lost plenty. But I wonder, what will it cost you this time? I don't remember when it was that I learned regret wasn't worth the bother. You get numb to it all over the years. The lost comrades, the broken promises, the abandoned principles. Just more nagging burdens to ignore.
So this is what the light was hiding. He's here. I must go to him.
자, 한편 제국 마도서.
Intruders! Fan out and find them!
에스티니 양이 휘젓고 다니고 있습니다.
Out of my way!
비켜!
Stay your weapon. We are not your enemy. When the alarm sounded, I wondered what we had done to betray our presence. But I see now we are not the only intruders. Sir Estinian, I presume. The dragoon who plucked the warrior of light from the jaws of death? Your armor is most distinct.
Much as yours once was. But even without it, I see a former legator still has eyes and ears in unexpected places. Van Baelsar, in the flesh. Though I understand you prefer Shadow Hunter.
You are in contact with the Scions, I take it.
Through no choice of my own. They tracked me down and conscripted me to their cause. I swear their receptionist was trained as a spy. Not that anyone can escape that Baldessian woman once she has caught the scent of your ether.
If they have resorted to using freelancers, I must assume their attempts to wake the afflicted have failed. And what of their champion?
Away on other business. Thus, it has fallen to me to root out any trace of the Empire's new weapon.
If it is Black Rose you seek, you are too late. My people have already completed your mission here. Yet this is but one factory among many. When they caught wind of our efforts, they built additional facilities to ensure production continues unabated. There will be no one left in the lands they conquer. No citizens to conscript. No skills to exploit. Nothing the Empire needs. And they will call it victory.
What exactly does this Black Rose do?
The gas is described as a poison, but its actual effect is more arcane in nature. It was created to disrupt the ether in living beings, to bring the flow of their life energies to a standstill. Inhaling even the tiniest amount will cause all bodily functions to cease, much as a potent venom will stop a man's heart. Released over a city, Black Rose could conceivably kill every inhabitant, and all without damaging a single structure.
Search every corner! Rouse the barracks if you have to! I want this facility secured!
I have more questions, but now is not the time.
Sir Estinian, I have an offer for you, but I will make it only once. Since it would seem we seek the same answers, you are welcome to join us.
Ha! From what I hear, you need all the help you can get. In case you don't know, Varys himself confessed that your empire was a creation of the Ascians.
I am aware of what his Radiance said at the parley. Thus I would return to the capital, that I might behold the truth of this corruption with my own eyes. My path leads to Garlemald.
자, 두 세계 사이에서 다음 퀘스트가 뭐였더라? 아, 이제 민필리아 구출 작전인 것 같아요. 여기도 뭔가 퀘스트. 오, 흑맥 퀘스트. 아, 종류 세러 가는 거구나. 파드라피. 댄스. 오랜만이다. 이 녀석 술도 못 마시는 게 가오만 들이쳐갖고 그냥 자, 풍맥회도 하고 저거 뭐야 역할군 퀘스트도 합시다. 스탈 인플레티. 아, 이건 또 뭐야? 짜짜짜짜. 콜로시아. 죄식자를 본 적이 있니? 디카요시네라고. 대충 자기 비설 풀어줘. 아, 율모 가야 돼? 귀찮네. 누구한테 얘기해야 되냐? 캐노피. 아, 오케이. 율모에 에테라이트가 연결이 안 돼 있어갖고 가기가 귀찮아요. 아주. 너무 있다. 분명 율머에서 쫓겨났지만 당당히 들어갈 수 있습니다. 아무도 날 막을 수 없으세요. 노랑 입으려야 돼. 먼저 입고. 예, 왜냐하면 어차피 롤 퀘스트를 하려면 한 번은 와야 돼요 여기. 롤 퀘스트 때문에 와야 되긴 해갖고 그래서 아무도 막지 않습니다. 이번엔 아마랭으로 갑시다. 희망의 등불에서도 사실 막 저거 뭐야 다들 그냥 보내주잖아. 너는 이러면서 이번만은 눈 감고 넘어가주지 이러면서 보내잖아. 힐러 롤캐는 율모어를 안 갔었나? 근데 힐러 롤캐는 저거 어차피 그 드워프 마을을 가니까 뭐 거기서 캐스터는 아마랭에서만 하긴 했어요. 맞아. 그랬구만. 저도 다 기억이 가물가물해갖고 다 율모어를 가지 않았나 했네. 근데 어쨌든 요점은 율모에서 쫓겨났지만 율모 갈 수 있음. 에트라이트 저거 교감이 안 돼서 그렇지.
You have come at a good time. As you may have heard, we have something of a quandary on our hands. Laxon Loft, here in Lakeland. Yulmore has sent one of its airships. They have questions for us concerning the death of the Light Warden. Their emissary makes his way here even as we speak.
I suppose the sky does rather give the game away.
Indeed. 'Twas inevitable they would come knocking. The only question was how soon.
My lord, I am come with the Yulmoran emissary. May I show him in?
A moment, Captain, if you would. Everyone, gather round. I do not wish to show our hand prematurely. Forgive me this liberty. Vanish. Enter.
나왔다. 홍련에 나왔어야 할 무예 영감탱이.
Well, well. The commander of the Yulmoran army himself. To what do I owe the honor, General Ranjit?
The Light Warden is dead, Exarch. Were your people responsible?
You are clearly in some haste, my lord. But before I address your question, you must allow me one of my own. What is Yulmore's interest in this?
His Benevolence, Lord Vorthry, is gravely concerned that the actions of an ignorant few may jeopardize relations between man and Sin Eater. Should it transpire that the Crystarium is guilty of abetting the villains responsible for this outrage, my lord has decreed that it suffer the same retribution.
I see. Since you have been so candid, I too shall speak my mind. Regardless of who is responsible, the Crystarium rejoices in the Light Warden's death and welcomes the return of the night sky. If Yulmore considers this tantamount to aiding those you term villains, then by all means, carry out your retribution. Know, however, that even should every innocent soul in the Crystarium perish, nothing can stop that which has been set in motion.
Folly. The death of one or 1,000,000 Sin Eaters changes nothing. The world is dead, and writhe as we might, like maggots in its rotting course, it will not be reborn. Only by my master's grace may we live out our days in peace. But I waste my breath. You have made your stance clear. I shall relay your words to Lord Vorthry. In the meantime, you would do well to counsel any here who have done more than merely rejoice in recent events, to throw themselves upon Yulmore's mercy, promptly. One last matter. We are searching for a young artist and his assistant. Know you of whom I speak?
An artist and his assistant, no. I cannot say I do.
What a pity. Should they reveal themselves to you, I bid you hand them over at once. My master is most eager to see them again.
보이냐? 뭐? 뭘 허공에다 의지하고 자빠졌어?
Am I imagining things, or did he just stare straight at us?
I fear he did. The General is not a man to be trifled with. He is a warrior of fearsome repute who has led Yulmor's army since before Vorthry's time, when the nation still spearheaded the fight against the Sin-Eaters. One does not command the world's mightiest army, and for so long, without possessing exceptional instincts.
If Yulmor chose to send such an individual, we must assume this talk of retribution is more than an idle threat. While we are grateful for your support, my lord, we cannot in good conscience put your people in harm's way.
'Tis noble of you to say, Master Alphino, but my people have been in harm's way since long before you arrived. Yulmor has ever yearned to rule over what remains of the world. Even should we surrender the Warrior of Darkness to them, they would find some other pretext upon which to invade. The people of the Crystarium know this only too well, which is why, when the time comes, I am certain they will fight to the last man. If truth be told, I would not have been surprised had Ranjit declared war here and now.
He may have reason to delay. According to reports, the Yulmoran forces at Laxan Loft were observed taking a prisoner. A young woman believed to be none other than the Oracle of Light, Minfilia. It may be that General Ranjit wishes to convey her to Yulmor before commencing hostilities. Having mentored generations of Minfilias, it would not surprise me if he had made her capture his chief concern.
Of course. How remiss of me. I had intended to speak to you of Minfilia. There is, however, much to say, and precious little time in which to say it. I think it best that you seek out Moren at the Cabinet of Curiosity. He'll be able to enlighten you. Alphino, Alize, would you care to accompany your friend? You doubtless have insights of your own to offer on the matter.
All right, though I'm still not sure I understand it all myself.
In the meantime, I will set about making provisions for war.
좋아요. 캐비넷 오브 큐리어시티로 갑시다. 민필리아 얘기를 해줄 겁니다. 빛의 무녀 민필리아 이야기. 민필리아라는 존재가 이제 빛의 범람을 막아낸 이유로 계속해서 민필리아라는 선택된 소녀가 이제 역사적으로 나타났다고 합니다. 그들은 빛의 힘에 맞서서 싸울 힘을 가지고 있었죠. 자, 이제 민필리아를 구하러 가게 되는 것 같네요. 크리스탈리움스 리솔브. 자, 저는 좀 쉬고 오도록 하겠습니다. 뭐 좀 이따가 방송을 열면 열 수도 있고 아니면은 오늘은 쉴 수도 있어요. 여튼 오늘 놓친 뉴스를 좀 봐야 돼갖고 네, 다들 방송 보시느라 수고 많으셨습니다. 다음에 또 뵙도록 하겠습니다. 계속해서 치력 밀도록 할게요.